A million new believers. This is a daily devotional message from Dr. David Jeremiah. Starting with Matthew chapter 5, verse 10. Blessed are those who are persecuted for righteousness' sake, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven. And Acts chapter 5, verse 17 through 25. Imprisoned apostles freed. Then the high priest rose up, and all those who were with him, which is the sect of the Sadducees, they were filled with indignation, and laid their hands on the apostles and put them into common prison. But at night an angel of the Lord opened the prison doors and brought them out and said, Go, stand in the temple and speak to all the people the words of this life. It said, Go, stand in the temple and speak to the people all the words of this life. And when they had heard that, they entered the temple early in the morning and taught. But the high priest and those with him came and called the council together with all the elders of the children of Israel and sent to the prison to have them brought. Apostles on trial again. But when the officers came and did not find them in the prison, they returned and reported, saying, Indeed, we found the prison shut securely, and the guards standing outside before the doors. But when we opened them, we found no one inside. Now when the high priest, the captain of the temple, and the chief priests heard these things, they wondered what the outcome would be. So one came and told them, saying, Look, the men who you put in prison are standing in the temple and teaching the people. Last year, which would have been the year 2024, Pastor Farshid Fadi spoke about the growth of the church in Iran. Fadi spent years in Iranian prisons for his faith. In other words, his faith in Jesus Christ. Now he serves in Turkey among the hundreds of thousands of Iranians living there. He estimates there are more than 1 million new believers in Iran, despite severe restrictions on them. And he said, persecution is not the end of the story, but part of it, said Fadi. The greatest demonstration of love we can make is to be willing to go through suffering. The Christians in Jesus' day were persecuted because of the difference in their lives. When we live for Christ, we will sometimes be reviled and persecuted. Even in the West, increasing pressures are falling on those holding a biblical worldview. But we must never be intimidated. Should persecution come, God will give us the grace to uphold the cross of Jesus Christ with joy. It's time to speak up for Christ and for our gospel story. Abide in him, knowing you will be blessed, even if opposed. And today's quote today comes from Farshid Fadi. I pray regularly that God would soften the hearts of Iran's leaders to see the gospel for what it is. Good news, not a threat. Amen.